Hey guys, I don't normally make discussion videos, but I felt compelled to record one after watching a video that was posted today by Koralik. He's a gamer that I subscribe to on YouTube. I've been following his videos for quite some time now on Shenmue 3, Shenmue HD remake, um, and he and I share the exact same belief on where we think Shenmue 3 lies in the future, or the potential of Shenmue going to be released really lies for the future. First and foremost, I consider myself to be a hardcore gamer. My life revolves around school and games. That's it. I go to the University of Georgia, and I play video games in my free time and study religion, philosophy, world history, all sorts of things. So gaming is something I really love, and I don't consider myself to be a fanboy by any means. I mean, I own gaming consoles from NES, Sega Master System, all the way up to well, I guess right now I only have the PS4 in the next gen, but I mean I'll be getting an Xbox One and Wii U. You know, I'm gonna have the money to get them. But I mean I have PlayStation 3, I have Xbox 360, I have Wii, I have 3DS, PS Vita. I have everything because I'm a gamer. I just play games. I don't fanboy to one system. Not saying that's bad. I mean that's good. You know, you're representing your side of the argument in the gaming industry, which is good. You know, it's good to have that kind of passion and drive towards one side of the whole console gaming industry, or just gaming industry at all, for those of you who prefer PC, which is right on to you. But the reality is, I believe Shenmue, like Adam's been arguing for quite some time now, I believe that the best future, or the actual chance of future that Shenmue 3 has is on the PlayStation 4. The PlayStation 3, I'm assuming it'd be PlayStation 4, Sony would want to invest in their new console. For one of many reasons. First thing, let's talk about Microsoft. I've loved the Xbox ever since it was released in 2001. I remember how badly I wanted an Xbox, and after I got my Dreamcast, or I got it pretty late, I got a Dreamcast in 2002, I wanted an Xbox even more, because in comparison to the PlayStation 2 and the GameCube, the Xbox had so many more Sega games than the PlayStation 2 and the GameCube had. I mean, granted, GameCube had Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, which you could get Sonic Adventure 2 on Dreamcast. It had Crazy Taxi, and PlayStation 2 had Crazy Taxi. You could get that on the Dreamcast. I remember GameCube eventually got Super Monkey Ball, and they got Billy Hatcher, which are both great games, and they're both exclusive to the GameCube. And I remember PlayStation got the Virtua Fighter series, but it wasn't even a competition. Xbox got majority of the Sega exclusives. They got Panzer Dragoon Orta, they got Toe Jam and Earl 3, they got Crazy Taxi 3, they got Shenmue 2, which, of course, we all know Shenmue 2 was released in Europe and in Japan and Asia for the Dreamcast. But still, I mean, the US got Shenmue 2 on Xbox. We got so many exclusives for the Xbox that were Sega games. We got Jet Set Radio Future. I could just go on and on and on and on and on. We got a lot of exclusives on the Xbox. And this made me want an Xbox. And this made me love the Xbox when I got one. Because I was like, yes, all these Sega games. I felt like I could be a true Sega fan all over again once I got an Xbox. Because I was like, there's so much to invest in Sega on the Xbox. And then I remember I got a 360 right when it came out in 2005. Because at the time, there was this was all just speculation and rumors, but there was all these rumors that Shenmue 3 would be coming out for the 360. So I was like, okay, rumors are enough for me to get the Xbox 360. So I jumped on the 360's bandwagon, and I loved the 360. I know 360 gets a lot of backlash from PlayStation fanboys and Wii fanboys, but I thought the 360 was a great console, especially for the first I would say for the first 3 years of its life. The 360 just had phenomenal games, and a lot of them were exclusives. You couldn't find them on any other console. 360 had just ridiculously good games across the board. Eventually I got the PS3 and I got the Wii, and I love those systems too. I feel kind of bad for the Wii sometimes because I feel like I didn't give it as much playtime as I gave the 360 and PlayStation 3. I just didn't. Now I'm finding myself kind of backtracking and getting more Wii games that I never even knew were released. That are just really interesting and really cool. Wii has a lot of really unique games. But PlayStation 3 has a bunch of really great games also. PlayStation 3 has a bunch of really great exclusives as well. Like Heavy Rain, for instance. I remember when Heavy Rain was announced, the first thing I thought of was Shenmue, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this game looks phenomenal. Like I'm gonna get this game. And then the demo was released, and I played the demo, and I was like, instant pre-order. Like it reminded me so much of Shenmue, because it's just so cinematic, and it was an adventure game, like in the sense where of like you have to like interact with like your environment and like people in the environment in order to like continue on with the story. It was just so great. I mean, it wasn't open world, but still, if you're a fan of the kind of gameplay that you get from Shenmue, I promise you're going to at least enjoy Heavy Rain. But anyway, long story short, I'm really just saying all this to just relay the message that I'm not a fanboy. And in terms of PC, I love PC. I was a PC gamer first, actually. I come from my past. My father was a pastor. I came from an evangelical Christian family, a very strict one. And if any of you know an evangelical denomination, we're very conservative. I've changed quite a bit since then, but I'm basically saying our parents didn't let us have video games. We weren't allowed to have games in our household. We started playing games when my older brother purchased a computer. He purchased like a Windows 98 desktop back in like 1999 or 1998, I think. But anyway, long story short, my brother would sneak in all these games on the PC because he had a friend that lived next door, and his friend would like burn in games on floppy disks and stuff. And we'd play like Commandos. We'd play Tomb Raider 3. We'd play Mech Warrior 4. We'd play a whole plethora of games. So I actually grew up on PC, and PC is still where my heart is. I mean, still to this day, I prefer playing Tomb Raider games on PC. Still to this day, I prefer playing Hitman on PC. I play Elder Scrolls on consoles now, but I still prefer to play Elder Scrolls on PC, for many reasons. But like I'm a gamer. I describe my love for games like this: people who like games have a favorite. People who love games have favorites, and my favorites are across the board. They're on totally different systems. If you ask me what my favorite games are, Shenmue, Metal Gear series, Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy. Like, my favorite games are all over the place. They really are. Now I know a lot of those games are available on PlayStation, ironically. But, I mean, Zelda's one of my favorite game series. Metroid is one of my favorite game series. On the Xbox, Fable's one of my favorite game series. I mean, the original Fable game, I love Fable. And it's Shenmue, you know? I mean, I said Shenmue, that's Dreamcast and Xbox. So, I mean, everyone gets a piece of the pie, really. But anyway, I'm kind of just spewing off right now, just talking. But to get back on track, I believe that our best chance as Shenmue fans, as a community, because that's really what we are, we're a community, we're not even just Shenmue fans, Shenmue encompasses a lot more than just like a game fan base. I believe our best chance of receiving Shenmue 3 will be on the PlayStation, will be on the Sony console. And the reasons I believe this are the exact same reasons that people like Adam Koralik have. The same, I'm placing the same argument he is. But it's because Microsoft's not interested. Microsoft's not interested in making a Shenmue game. Well, first off, let's talk about Sega, okay? We all know Sega's not interested in it. We all know Sega's not interested in investing the money to make Shenmue 3. I mean, obviously, Shenmue 2 was released 14 years ago on the Dreamcast, and I mean, look where we are now. We still haven't received our Shenmue 3. So we obviously know Sega is not interested whatsoever in making the game, and Microsoft's not interested. I mean, they just admitted like a week or two ago that they're not interested in making another Shenmue game, or you know like I guess funding it. I mean, obviously Microsoft would probably like it to have the game on their system, but they're not interested in like going to Sega and like funding the game, like funding to make the game, or you know what I mean, just like have the game like that. Also, the Xbox One. I mean, like I don't know. There's a lot of criticism towards the Xbox One. It's doing really well right now in Europe, in North America, or I guess just the Americas, but that's more accurate. but it's not doing very well in Japan. And Shenmue is a game that is traditionally more popular in Europe and the Americas. But being a Sega game, the game has to be popular in Japan. The game has to sell in Japan. And if it's on a console that's not very successful in that region of the world, Japan, East Asia, it's not going to be... It's just not going to do well. And that's a huge deal for Shenmue. Like, it needs to be this... Adam Koralik made a really good argument in one of the Shenmue videos that this is the kind of game that's already like a potential, like it's like a potential like financial crisis to make. It could potentially put a company like Sega in a financial crisis to make, because the first two Shenmue games were extraordinarily expensive to make. This Shenmue 3 would not be a cheap game to make at all, not at all. If made the way that we want it to be made, it's not going to be a cheap game to make. And it's a kind of game that's too much of a risk to have on a system that's not doing well in one region, especially Japan. It being of course a Japanese game, but a Sega game. That's why I believe it's not going to be released on the Xbox One exclusively, especially after reading Microsoft's response saying that they're not interested in funding it. And then of course there's the Wii U, and the Wii U is not doing well at all in comparison to the PS4 and the Xbox One, which is a bit of a shame because I think the Wii U has a lot of potential. I think it's potentially one of the most unique systems out there right now. I mean, Nintendo's been doing a lot of unique things with their consoles, but I think the Wii U is a really unique system. And personally, I think it has a lot of great games so far. I do think it needs a little bit more variety, but we're still pretty early in the next gen race. So I believe the Wii U will get a lot. We'll get a much stronger lineup. But right now, I think it's a great system. I actually can't wait to get one. But nonetheless, the Wii U, it's just not doing well sales-wise. And the PlayStation 4 has almost surpassed what it's taken the Wii U over a year to make globally, and it's just not doing very well. Shenmue 3 will definitely not make it to the Wii U. I'm telling you this. It saddens me to say this, but it's definitely not going to make it to the Wii U. I mean, it saddens me that it won't make it to the Xbox One. I loved playing Shenmue 2 on the Xbox. I loved it. In fact, I beat it on Xbox and I beat it on Xbox 360. I loved playing it on both systems. But it's not gonna. It saddens me to say, but it's not gonna. The reality is it's not gonna happen. Microsoft doesn't want to fund it. It's too much of a risk for Nintendo to put on their system. It's just not selling well. It's not doing well. This needs to be on a system that's doing well. And then, of course, PC. The problem with PC, I mean, there's a lot of problems with PC, but, like, one of the huge problems with PC is, like, PC is, like, it just depends what operating system you have. But it's not like a console, because with a console, it's like a company is backing whatever, like Sony or Nintendo or Microsoft, they would be backing Shenmue 3 financially for it to go to their system. But it wouldn't work with the PC, because the PC, it's like, what do you have? You have Mac OS X, you have Windows 8, you have Unix, different versions of Unix. Like, it wouldn't work, because it's like there's like all these proprietary operating systems. Like, you would need like a company to fund it. Like a company like Valve or something. I seriously don't think Valve or EA or Activision is willing to fund Shenmue 3. You know what I mean? They're a game developer. They have no reason to want to actually do that. These companies already have killer app franchises, IPs, that they're the owners of. There's no reason for them to want to grab Shenmue 3. And yes, it saddens me to say this. I've even beaten Shenmue 1 and 2 on my PC using a Dreamcast emulator. Which leads me to the PlayStation 4, which is our best bet of getting it, guys. It really is. You see, Sony's actually interested in pursuing pre-existing game IPs that they don't own. They're very interested in it. Sony is doing well right now in their gaming division, but they're not doing very well right now in other divisions of their corporate, of their company, and they want to continue doing well in their gaming division. So what Sony is going to want to do is get the rights to this game. Get the rights, not like owning the rights, like not owning the license, but they want to get the game's license to be exclusive to their system, like to have a release date for the Shenmue HD collection for Shenmue 3 to be exclusive to their system, because that will bring in a crowd. The thing is this, we all agree on this as Shenmue fans. If we were told tomorrow or today that Shenmue 3 would come out for, let's just say, the Wii U, we would all, if we don't already own Wii U's, go out and buy Wii U's. Every single one of us. Whether you're a fanboy of one system or whether you're just like me and you just love all the systems, we would all go out, if we don't already have a Wii U, and purchase a Wii U. Because it has been announced that Shenmue 3 is only going to be released on the Wii U. So we're all going to buy it. No questions asked. We love Shenmue. We don't care. If it's announced for one system exclusively, we're still going to buy the system even if we hate that system. Because we love Shenmue. That is how it is with the PlayStation. Some of you may love PlayStation, some of you may hate PlayStation. Some of you just may feel indifferent about the PlayStation. But Sony has actually expressed interest in the Shenmue franchise. They've expressed interest in a potential Shenmue 3. There have been so many signs pointing towards Sony since E3 2013. We've had more attention directed towards just a Shenmue game, another installment in the series, for the first time since Shenmue Online was announced. This is a really big deal, guys. This is awesome. This is great. As a community, this is phenomenal news. We're getting Shenmue 3 potential news pretty often, actually. I mean, like, every single day I go online, I go on Google, I should type in Shenmue 3 to see what articles have been published that are regarding Shenmue 3, that are regarding the HD collection, that are regarding any talk about Shenmue in general, in the gaming media, in the game development media, just everything. To see, there's stuff being published all the time. Like, almost every week there's at least one or two news articles released on Shenmue. And this is great, guys. There's so much talk right now in the Shenmue community and beyond about this. I have never seen a more positive. I've never seen more positive signs pointing towards a potential Shenmue 3 than right now. This is really awesome. But I'm not gonna lie, guys. Realistically, it's only gonna work on the PlayStation 4 because Sony's the only one who's interested in Shenmue. They're the only ones who are outspoken about their interest for Shenmue. And they want to secure a successful running for this next gen, for this generation, for this new gaming generation. They want to secure a good running position. They don't want to be in last place again. They were theoretically in last place last generation, and Sony was big. I mean, like, Sony was number 1 on the PlayStation 1 era. They were number 1 with the PlayStation 2. They don't want a repeat of the PlayStation 3. They want to be number 1 again. I have really high hopes for Sony securing the rights for a Shenmue game. But we play the largest role out of all of this, guys. And this is why I'm making this video. It's up to us to tell them what we want. Yes, we want to see Shenmue multi-plat. We want to see the HD collection and Shenmue 3 multi-plat. We want to see it on the Xbox One and the Wii U and the PC and the PlayStation 4. We do. I do. But it's just not realistic. It's just not, guys. Most of us are adults. And we know it's not realistic. Just as much as I know it's not realistic for Shenmue 3 to be made for the Dreamcast. This is my favorite gaming franchise. Just as well as it is yours. And I want to see the third game. I want to see the third installment in this series, guys. Just as much as you do. Some of you probably want to see it more than me. Which, let's just say we all want to see it. We're on the same level. I really want to see Shenmue. I would sell like every game I own just for Shenmue 3. Easily. Guys, we need to direct our focus towards the PlayStation. I know that's asking a lot. I know it is, especially for those of you who are so inextricably dedicated to your console of choice, to your whether that be the Xbox, or the Nintendo system, the Wii U, or whether you just being a straight up PC gamer. But guys, we need to think about the reality of this. We know it's not going to be released on Xbox One. We know it's not going to be released on the Wii U. And we definitely know it's not going to be released on PC. So we have to be realistic. It's only going to be released on the PS4. I own a PS4 because of Shenmue. Yes, I'm going to get the Wii U and I'm going to get the Xbox One, but I can afford them. But as a college student right now, I could only pick between one system, and I chose the one that had the best chance of getting Shenmue. Realistically, I think the Xbox One had better launch games than the PlayStation 4 did. I think Dead Rising 3, Forza 5, heck yeah. Those would have been my two games easily. And all the other games I wanted, they were multi-plat games. Games like Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, FIFA 14. These are all multi-plat games. So I could have got them on the Xbox One just as easily as I could have got them on the PS4. But I got the PS4 because that's the system that has the greatest chance of seeing the Shenmue 3 game, the Shenmue 3 license, the Shenmue 3 being released. That's why I purchased the PlayStation 4. Guys, there is a possibility that the Shenmue HD collection could go multi-plat. But if that happens, guys, that's going to be awful. Because Sony's not going to want to invest in a Shenmue 3 if they cannot secure exclusive rights to Shenmue 1 and 2. They're not going to want to. This is going to be Sony's way of putting their feet in the water. Testing out what potential ground they could cover with Shenmue 3. Shenmue HD collection is it. That's where our future lies right now with the Shenmue 3. If it goes multi-plat, Sony is not going to want to fund a Shenmue 3, guys. It's just not going to happen. You wouldn't want to. If you had a business and you were trying to in your business and you were just trying to stay alive, because it's what it is. It's a business. You're trying to make money and stay alive. If you're interested in investing in something that could potentially be a risk, you would want to make sure that if it's something that could be across the board and go into many other people's market, like in many other people's stores, companies, systems, whatever, you want to make it exclusive to you, because that means everybody that wants it has to go to you to get it. Everybody that's all over the place and they want it, they're not going to get it from anyone else but you. This is why the Shenmue HD collection has to be released on the PlayStation 4. So what I'm asking is, I'm asking for you guys to just understand this. I'm not a biased gamer. I love every console, and I'm in it for the games. But guys, this is the reality. We only have one shot to see this game. This is the best shot we've had in 14 years to see a Shenmue 3. And it lies with the PlayStation 4. So what I ask is that you guys who post about Shenmue HD Collection, who post about Shenmue 3 on the Xbox One, on the Wii U, on the PC, I ask that you direct your posts towards the Sony console, towards PlayStation 4. Again, I want to see this game multiplat. You guys probably want to see it multiplat, or you want to see it exclusive to your console that you love. Unfortunately, that's not Shenmue 3. Shenmue 3 is not like Grand Theft Auto. It's not like Call of Duty. It's not the kind of game that's so insanely successful and sells millions and millions and millions and millions of copies that it can afford such a luxury of being multi-plat. Shenmue 3 is not like that. I wish it was like that. I want people to play Shenmue. I want them to experience this incredible game that has stood the test of time. Shenmue is just as great today as it was back when I played it for the first time in 2003. I see I'm just ranting now, but that the overall message, guys, is as a community, we all want to see Shenmue 3. Let's direct our focus towards the people who are listening to us, Sony. The people who are interested in what we have to say about Shenmue. To all of us who post about Shenmue going on the other systems, let's direct our posts to Sony, to the PlayStation 4. It's only going to benefit us in the end, guys. Because if we get Shenmue 3, we win. We all win. Every single one of us wins. Alright, guys. That's really all I have to say. So yeah. End of the video. I completely agree with you, Adam Koralik. We need to... What I got away from your video is we should be afraid of requesting Shenmue HD multi-plat, because it could really eliminate our chances of getting what we all truly want at the end of the day, which is Shenmue 3. What most of us really want at the end of the day, which is Shenmue 3. I mean, some of us, if we just want the HD collection, then we got it. But I bet majority of us don't just want HD collection. We want Shenmue 3. So yeah, I completely agree with Adam. And what I took away from that video is we need to direct our attention to Sony. We need to direct, and this goes to all of us, but I mean, there's many of us who are already directing our attention to Sony for this. But for everyone who is so persistent on the multi-plat release, or on the Xbox One exclusive release, or the Wii U exclusive release, or the PC exclusive release, guys, we need you. As a community, we need you guys to direct your attention to Sony. We need you to direct your attention to PlayStation 4 exclusively. We need you. We need you guys so badly. We need you so much. We've gone so far. We don't want to let it all slide down now. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make video responses to it, and make a video, and I advise you, if you haven't already seen the video I'm writing this in response, I'm recording this in response to, I recommend you watch Adam Koralik's video, which will be in my description, the description of this video. Watch that one, because you'll see he has a very good way of putting into words what I've spent like almost 20 minutes, if not more now, saying. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching it, and make response videos for yourself too. Make response videos to his video, to my video. This is great. This is what we need, our Shenmue community, to voice our own opinions. Because we all have a voice, guys. We all have a voice when it comes to Shenmue. We are the only reason Shenmue 3 will potentially be made. We're the only reason we've gotten this far. We're the only reason there's even talk about an HD collection being released. Why there's even talk about Shenmue 3 being released. We are the only reason. We all have a voice. So make response videos. Seriously. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. I really would.